Dr. Gordon. It's now my privilege to ask Dr. Richard Karen from the Department of Mathematics and Statistics to present the honorary degree.
Madam Chancellor, it is my great honor and pleasure to present to you today Jennifer Jones for the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. Jennifer is the president of Media Street Productions, Inc., an award-winning television production and post-production company in Windsor. Media Street is proud to be recognized as a caring corporate citizen and was named Company of the Year by the Windsor and District Chamber of Commerce and has earned numerous international awards. On July 1, 2022, in a few short weeks, Jennifer Jones will become president of Rotary International, a humanitarian organization with more than 1.4 million members in over 46,000 Rotary clubs in over 200 countries. All of these Rotarians know Jennifer and love her, and I am a Rotarian, and today I'm the envy of the Rotary world because I get to introduce Jennifer to you as the next honorary degree holder. Rotary International Presidency is a position for which Jennifer is very well prepared and extremely qualified. Back in 2007-2008, Jennifer was the first female district governor of our local Rotary district of 52 clubs. She broke that glass ceiling, and since then, half of our district governors have been female. And in a few weeks, she will be the first female president in Rotary's over 100-year history, and she smashed that glass ceiling, leading the way for others to follow. Working alongside political luminaries, royal figures, celebrities, and global leaders, she has used her voice to raise awareness and hundreds of millions of dollars to eradicate disease, support peace efforts, and provide clean water and sanitation in developing areas of the world. Jennifer is currently serving as a trustee of the Rotary Foundation, and she is co-chair of the End Polio Now, Make History Today campaign, raising funds alongside Bill and Melinda Gates and their foundation. She is a leader in cultivating experiential fundraising opportunities, such as Rotary's Polio Golf Day with Jack Nicklaus in Florida, which in a single day raised over $5.25 million for polio eradication. Whether she is speaking in a nation's capital, exchanging ideas with CEOs, or talking with school children, her skill as a professional broadcaster and an expert storyteller motivates others to be people of action. Her messages of hope and inspiration have touched millions of people on 6 continents. And Jennifer also contributes to her local organizations. She is the past chair of our very own Board of Governors here at the University of Windsor and past chair of the Board of Directors of the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce. She has been recognized with many awards: Rotary Service Above Self Award, Rotary Citation for Meritorious Service, the YMCA Peace Medallion, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal, and Wayne State University's Peacemaker of the Year Award, the first Canadian ever to win that award. Jennifer is happily married to Dr. Nick Krajicic, a family physician. They share love for many things, including travel, cycling, golf, service through Rotary, and relaxing at their family cottage on Lake Erie. They also share a thirst for adventure and have reached the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa. Jennifer always makes it to the top. Chancellor Haddad, I have known Jennifer for many years, and it is for these reasons and so many more that I present to you Jennifer Jones, a world leader for positive change and an inspiration to so many, for the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Jennifer, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the province of Ontario, and in accordance with the recommendations of the Senate of the University of Windsor, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors here and elsewhere thereto appertaining. Dr. Jones. It's my pleasure to invite Dr. Jones to address convocation. Congratulations.
First, thank you for the very kind introduction and for the honor of sharing time all together today. Madam Chancellor Haddad, President and Vice Chancellor Gordon, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, parents, friends, family, and most important, graduates, it is an honor for me to address you here today. I am proud to say that I am a graduate of the University of Windsor. It has been more than 30 trips around the sun since I sat in your seat, and gosh, does it feel like it was a minute ago. I remember racing from South Windsor with my friend Lisa and her little red Miata. I remember becoming a TA, making lifelong friends, and beginning my vocational life as a professional communicator. Then coming back to campus just over a decade ago to join the Board of Governors, and then to chair that same board, to be part of shaping the future of our footprint in institutional excellence. It was while I attended classes primarily in Erie Hall that I also started to work in radio. I spent some time as a disc jockey before I moved into a newsroom, and that's where I discovered my passion for storytelling. In those early days, I would spin albums into the overnight hours. There was something about that time that attracted a different kind of listener. And one of those callers was an older gentleman who would tell me stories from his life. They were fanciful and full of celebrities. Honestly, I was just trying to do my job, and at first I didn't take him seriously. As it turned out, Mel Lewis was a legend to the stars. I just didn't know it. And at some point, he transitioned from late-night caller into dear friend. Each night, he would encourage me to do my best by offering these words: "Hey, JJ, it's showtime." Back in the 50s, there was a dinner club right here in Windsor that was well known to the performers of the day. It was called the Elmwood Casino, and it featured the top acts, and Mel took care of them all. A few years after we met, his health started to fail, and at the same time, there was a concert scheduled that was featuring a few of the folks that he used to talk a lot about. This was the farewell tour of Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Liza Minnelli, and it was happening just a few moments from here in Detroit at the Fox Theater. I bought the best tickets, booked a limo, and made dinner reservations. As we entered the theater, he had an envelope with photos and notes. He approached the usher like a seasoned pro. He knew that a 20 or a 50 was his connection to the back of the house. The curtain went up, and the night was pure magic. I was enthralled with watching my friend rejoice in watching his friends. The program ended with Frank Sinatra singing My Way, and the crowd went crazy. And then the same usher came back and asked us to come backstage. I wish that I could remember all that was said that night. Liza had her poodles, Sammy Davis was gracious and kind, and we spent about a half an hour regaling in stories from their time together. It was a time of connection, of shared experience, a night that I will never forget. Our lives are energized by moments like these. We all live for unforgettable experiences: meeting our partner, the birth of a child, bringing home a new pet, driving our first car. These moments give us that special kind of excitement, butterflies, if you will, a sense that everything and anything is possible. Several years ago, I was asked to participate in an interview for the University of Windsor's View magazine. The topic was the role of service in civil society. Now, one of the most important aspects of being interviewed, as many of you know, is making sure that you prepare your key messages, to imagine what you might be asked, and then to determine your answers. I was sitting with my younger brother, Dave, preparing for this exercise when he shared these following words. He said, "In order to live in the kind of society you want, you have to help build it." I love that. And I said, "Dave, who said that?" And he said, "I said that." And I said, "No, but who really said that?" And we started to sound like a comedy routine. But they truly were an original quote out of his mouth. In order to live in the kind of society you want, you have to help build it. I see these words as a call to action, a prescription, quite honestly, for our future. And that means that we each have a responsibility to shape our own communities and our world. As you heard from my dear friend, Dr. Caron, in just a few short days, I have the incredible honor and privilege to lead an organization called Rotary International, and to do so as our first woman in the 118 years of our organization's history. We're community leaders, problem solvers, friends and neighbors, and collectively we are people of purpose, people of influence, people of action. We imagine a better world, one with a sustainable environment, clean water and effective sanitation, better access to quality health care, and educational opportunities for everyone. A world with less disease, stronger local economies. In other words, a world where peace exists. For over 3 decades, we've also imagined a world that is polio-free. Polio is something you might not be familiar with. It's a paralyzing and potentially fatal disease that threatens children in some parts of our world. It remains endemic in 2 countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan, with only 8 cases year to date, but we have a long way to go. But as we have seen with the recent pandemic, these type of viruses are only a plane ride away. And until every child is protected, children everywhere remain vulnerable. Once completed, it will be the second disease in the history of mankind to be eradicated after smallpox. We, along with our partners, the CDC, the WHO, UNICEF, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, have created a public health infrastructure in more than 70 countries that not only tackles polio, but was instrumental in providing frontline surveillance, contact tracing, and the provision of PPE and other necessary tools during the COVID pandemic. Our Rotary family has raised more than $2.5 billion and immunized more than 3 billion children, and we won't stop until we're done. And that is why, in a few weeks, I will meet with leaders in Pakistan to ensure that we are on track. It is also an opportunity and a privilege to meet with frontline female health workers to say these very important words: thank you. These immunizers go door to door, mum to mum. These women put their lives at risk, and as recently as February, 4 of them were assassinated while immunizing children. We cannot stand for this, and no child should ever suffer from a preventable disease. Imagine a world that deserves our best, where we get up every day knowing that we, you and I, can make a difference. You don't imagine yesterday, you imagine tomorrow. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my parents, Joyce and John Jones. Our parents instilled in me and my brothers a sense of wonder and adventure. They encouraged us to carve our own paths, to imagine and to chase our dreams, to know that anything and everything is possible. I'd also like to recognize Dr. Osman Raza, seated with my family here today. Osman was a student rep on the Board of Governors when we served together. He was one of the first people to call me upon being selected as president with these words, "How can I help?" He is overseeing my husband Nick's medical practice in LaSalle while we spend 2 years on the road serving Rotary and our world. In 16 days, as I prepare to take the helm of Rotary International, I've learned a few things, and I have a few thoughts in conclusion that I'd like to share with you, things that I have learned along the way. First, I hope that you never feel that you have arrived. Continue to grow, to look for the next lesson and the next chapter. I hope you learn that age is simply a number and that everyone has something to offer. I hope you learn that gratitude is something that can be cultivated every single day. As humans, we're all seeking the same things: love, acceptance, connection, to be heard, and to make a difference. You, each of you, is a unique person with unique and special talents. Be the author of your destiny. Create your dreams and follow your path. It's our time. It's your time. And in the words of my dear friend Mel Lewis, as you prepare to take on the world, it's showtime. Thank you.